Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video we are going to look at the Thrunite Archer Pro. Now when it comes to flashlight reviews, typically for me, I get a flashlight, I can kind of go through it fairly quick all things considered, get a pretty good understanding, turn around, produce my review, and just give you a good sense for what that flashlight's going to get you into. In this particular case, I wanted to give this a little more pocket time. So I've been carrying this Archer Pro now for a little over a month as an everyday carry. Now again, I don't always get to carry my flashlights for this period of time. I do a lot of reviews. I kind of need to cycle through gear. But in this particular case, I thought it was worth it. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to show you some practical field use. I got this out on a little bit of an outdoor adventure, put it to some good overall general use. Now in the meantime, I've been carrying this for my everyday needs, beaming around, taking a look at things, seeing how this performed. I definitely have some thoughts and I'd love to share them with you. But furthermore, I'm going to compare it against a couple of other options that you may have seen in the past, and I've covered them on my channel. Generally speaking, a very nice little flashlight. I have a lot of thoughts about this and a bunch of things to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Thrunite who did provide this for review. And so now, getting the Thrunite Archer Pro out into the wilderness for a practical review. Here you can see this has a number of different modes. So this has a Firefly mode and then a low mode to high mode with an infinity adjustment. Once you double press, you get your turbo mode, and then a triple press gets you into the tactical strobe. So as we turn the corner here and get this out into the nighttime, well, here you can see at this point, this is the Firefly mode. So the Firefly mode here is 0.41 lumens. This will run for 15 days. Does a decent job overall, but not too much in the way of navigation. As I single press now into the low mode again, this has an infinity adjustment. So you can long press and the light will adjust until it blinks. That blink means it's reached the maximum, and as you long press again, it will go all the way back down until it blinks again. So here the low mode. The low mode in this flashlight is 13 lumens. It will run for 37 hours. This does a decent job for general navigation and my ability to kind of see around. Now, as I long press, you can go into the other mode. So again, an infinite ramp. You find yourself somewhere in the middle. Once you get to about the middle, you can see here, I'm probably at about the 50% mark. It starts to beam off into the distance, decent, but not a huge amount of throw. Again, this is going to be a nice ability to get around. And then a full long press here. Well, this is going all the way to the high mode. So the full high mode here, you can see now at this point, beaming off into the distance. This is around 478 lumens. This will last about 1 minute, and then it'll ramp down to 208 lumens and last for about 150 minutes. So generally speaking, a good amount of light, but then a double press, and that gets you into your turbo mode. So the turbo mode here, 1022 lumens. This will last for 1.5 minutes and then dim down to 191 lumens for 145 minutes. A triple press, that's the strobe. The strobe, 92 lumens, will last about 260 minutes. Now here you can see the Thrunite Archer Pro against some other models you may be familiar with. These models we've taken a look at in the past. So here the Thrunite Archer Mini. This is a great comparison if you're interested in the two, just to show where the Archer Pro is considerably larger than the Mini, but a lot more performance. Here you can see against the T1S. The T1S is going to be a fantastic performer. I actually do like the Archer Pro form factor a little bit better, but you do get the magnetized tail cap on the Thrunite T1S. And here against the Archer 2A, well, the 2A version 3 going to be significantly larger. This actually has a similar size bezel overall, but you can see it does have orange peel versus the Archer Pro, which is a nice smooth reflector, and it's going to be a nice thrower. Now, when you take a look at the Archer Pro, I take back my statement. I said a smooth reflector. It's definitely not a smooth reflector. It does have orange peel, but I would say the orange peel is not quite as heavy as on other flashlights. It's in there, so it's going to definitely strike the balance between a flood and a thrower. So a nice amount of orange peel in there, just a little bit less than on other models. And taking a look here as you unthread this, inside here is your USB Type-C charging port. It does come with the cable, so as you look at the packaging here, pretty straightforward. So your packaging, very simple. Comes with your USB Type-C cable. Standard packaging as you've come to expect from Thrunite. You have your little informational pamphlet, so very simple. Now the overall construction on the Archer Pro, absolutely fantastic, wonderful clip, nice knurling, just a good overall form factor. I like the fact that it's very small, fits right inside the palm of your hand, and literally melts into your pocket. Fantastic. Very simple button on the back, not a lot to it, but just a nice little flashlight. This Archer Pro is cool. And so, all right, guys, there you have it, a look at the Thrunite Archer Pro. Getting it into some good quality field use, a little bit of an outdoor adventure, and also just generally comparing this against some other options. Now, what do I think of this overall? Bottom line is an awesome little flashlight. I've come to greatly enjoy this. I love it being in my pocket. It's a perfect little pocket ride. Now, the functionality, for the most part, very good. I love the fact that you can long press, just get into that, that moonlight mode real easy. A single press, you're kind of in those medium modes depending how you set it in the ramp. And then that quick double press, boom, you are into that turbo mode. If you needed this for tactical, well, triple press, there you have it. So the user interface, fantastic. Even in the middle, I love the fact that you get that ramp. I have absolutely no problem with the ramp. I actually kind of like it, and indicating with that blink, that is just fantastic. So the user interface on this, wonderful. The clip has been about perfect, and the overall size, about perfect. Couple that with the fact that it is the USB Type-C rechargeable, you're really dancing in the right direction. Now, with the good comes the bad. Minimal bad, but at the same time, just some little things to consider. First and foremost, the button here, I actually like the button quite a bit, but it's real easy to depress. So I found time and time again, I'd accidentally lean into that button in my pocket, and well, the light was on. It didn't cause too many problems because for me, I usually don't use it on the high mode. I have it kind of ramped down right in the middle, so it's not a huge lumen output and it's not generating a lot of heat. So in that regard, I'm not completely killing the battery and I'm not melting my pocket, but the light's on and it's draining the battery, which brings me to point number 2. Point number 2 is that the battery doesn't last all that long. If I don't charge this, I'd say at least every other day, it gets a little bit questionable whether or not I'm going to have appropriate battery life. So the run times for me have not been great. Now, typically speaking, where am I using this? Typically for me, I'm using it on some level of an inspection, and oftentimes I need that turbo. So I chow batteries on flashlights in general. So to run this in turbo all the time, it's not going to be great. For the general user and somebody who doesn't need quite the oomph, well, it's probably going to last you a lot longer. If you're using that moonlight mode, no problem. The thing's going to last you a good long time. And even if you single press and you get into some of these sort of medium powered modes, and then even all the way up through the top of the ramp, I think you're going to save in a little bit of battery life. But I would suggest running this about middle cycle in that sort of ramp mode. That's going to get you the best overall performance coupled with reasonable run times. But all in all, it is a fantastic light. I do have to say I'm very happy with this. I love the form factor, and I love the fact that it's just this nice, perfect fitting, like in the palm of your hand option. It's a great light, good overall output, decent beam quality, beams off into the distance, nice and bright, does 90% of what I need to. So overall, to the people at Thrunite, nicely done. And for the rest of you, if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the tactical and firearm side of things. At this point, that channel is growing quickly. I have a ton of videos up there, so if you like what you see here on Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check me out on Outer Limitless 2. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.